Hello, this is Alex, your everyday neighborhood epidemiologist, speaking to you about washing your hands. You know, you'd think it would be simple, because you learn that stuff in like preschool, but there's a little more to it, especially in the middle of a pandemic. So we're in the middle of a war, soap versus hand sanitizer. Which one will emerge victorious? So let me just explain how they both work. So soap, what it essentially is, fat and an acid, a very strong acid. So normally we would use lime, and for the fat, they used to use animal fat. Now they probably use more synthetic stuff. But what it does is it creates a sort of emulsion when you lather, especially, where they have these little parts of the soap molecules that are hydrophilic, so they love water on one side, and then hydrophobic, so they avoid water on the inside. I'm sure you all know that oil and water don't mix. When you pour oil and water in the same glass, they sort of separate into two layers. So they just don't like to hang out together very much. So the dirt that is more oil-like or hydrophobic gets stuck to the hydrophobic part of the soap, which is also sometimes called lipophilic, so fat-loving, whereas the hydrophilic part, lipophobic, which is fat-hating, dissolves in the water. And so what you end up with is these bubbles, so to speak, at the molecular level. The dirt that is oil-like on the inside and the dirt that is water-like on the outside. And then that all just comes off your hands. If you wash with just water, then all the water-loving dirt will come off, but the water-hating dirt won't come off. So this is very important because soap actually helps things come off of your hands or whatever you're washing. It doesn't just kill the germs, which is what this does. So it says, on the bottle, usually it says kills 99 point whatever % of germs. So it literally kills germs. It's toxic to germs. But it's the dose that makes the poison, and it's perfectly safe in the small amounts that go on your skin. And you just kind of rub it all in, and it feels all nice, and you don't have to dry your hands or any of that. It's not annoying. It just air dries. It's very, very convenient, but it doesn't wash away the germs like soap does. So soap literally attracts the water-loving and water-hating portions of the germs. So by germs, I usually mean dirt, bacteria, viruses, any kind of foreign substance that you don't want on there. Hand sanitizer just acts as a sort of toxic agent to pathogens, so bacteria and viruses that can potentially make you sick. But the problem is that it says it kills 99.9% of germs, but there's always going to be some left. Because you always have so much bacteria and viruses and germs on your body at any given time, that even 0.1% of germs is a very high number. And I'm not telling you to become super paranoid or anything, because that's what the immune system is for. It's meant to get rid of it so that you can stay safe, but that 0.1% of germs doesn't actually wash off, it stays there. And they'll still have a chance to enter your body and multiply. Since there will be far, far less, the immune system is much more likely to have a handle on them and do what it's supposed to do, so you're less likely to get sick. If it has over a 60 to 70% alcohol in here, then you're probably good to go. But it's always better at the end of the day to wash with soap and water if you have the choice. If you don't have the choice, hand sanitizer gets the job done. Here's a quick word about antibacterial soap. So basically what it does is it's kind of like soap and hand sanitizer mixed together. It's a little bit redundant, but you want to be careful of, and this is also with hand sanitizer, that's why using soap is better when you have the alternative as well. It could create antibiotic resistance because the susceptible bacteria, the ones that are vulnerable to that particular antibacterial solution or hand sanitizer, will die, leaving behind the bacteria that are resistant. So it's basically like Darwin's theory of evolution, sort of, in that the bacteria that have the traits of resistance will survive and replicate, whereas the ones that don't will die, cutting off their bacterial lineages. And you don't want antibiotic-resistant bacteria in the middle of a pandemic because, yes, coronavirus is a virus, but the problem is when you get a bacterial infection and COVID together, then it's going to be a much worse situation because your immune system has to work double hard to fight both off. And when your immune system is also fighting off the virus, the bacteria take advantage of the fact that the immune system is preoccupied fighting the virus and tries to take over. So it's a very bad combination. And if you can't kill it off with mainstream antibiotics, then it could be the bacterial infection rather than the COVID that winds up killing you. So it will just create another threat, and we really don't want that. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.